never thought I'd be the kind of person to do a book review. This does not seem like me, it's a weird concept. I'm the kind of person who likes to keep track of what I've watched, read, stuff like that, so I use IMDb, I use Mal, and I use Goodreads. Goodreads gave me my year-end review a couple weeks ago, and it told me that I had read 11 books in 2021. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, that's my best year ever for reading. Never been much of a reader, but I want to change that. Made a New Year's resolution to read a minimum of 15 books this year. Again, not a lot, but most books I read are pretty large. Averages are around 600 to 700 pages, so reading more than one a month will be tough. I might have to get less choosy about the books I read, I don't know. Been wanting to start up a review channel for a while now. Decided to document and rate the books while I'm at it. Might help me to remember what each book was about and what I thought of it down the line. So book 1 of 15. The first one I read was The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. 527 pages. Right off the bat, the book is beautiful. There's an ink-drawn character on the front with an orange backdrop. Feels distinctly Asian to me. Story's about a young girl, Rin. There's a countrywide test to scan for talented kids. Rin can escape her drug-infested home and awful arranged marriage if she can ace this test. She does. Gets into an elite military school where she's bullied by the elites, which is everyone. Main 3 peeps here are Neza the ass, Kite, Rin's soul friend, and Altan the school legend. She's trained by a whack job monk on drugs teacher and she gains access to shamanism. In this world, some people can call upon a god and ask them to give them power. It's rare, but they're powerful. Those are shaman. The risk is that all shaman will one day get taken over and possessed by their god. No backsies. A war starts. The Third Poppy War. All the students are drafted and Rin is put into an assassin division of all shaman. They witness a tragedy, and her division leader Altan makes a Toon Squad Michael Jordan of a reach strategy to try and end the war. And only Rin agrees to it. It's that dumb. They're captured by the enemy army. Rin and Altan are the last of a race called the Spearleys. So they're brought to a laboratory island and experimented on. They break out, and Rin goes to a temple on the Spearley Island to make a stronger connection to her god. And to her god, she makes a wish to basically nuke the entire enemy force, and she turns them into this.
Fire indeed, hot.
It was a pretty good book. Really strong start to the series, had me invested from the beginning. Shamanism was a cool mechanic, specifically the constant threat it brought of basically insanity, or making your mind a prisoner in your body. Rin was a pretty compelling main character, even made reading the parts about the Keiju test at the beginning pretty interesting. Pacing was an absolute roller coaster though. It's a book about a girl trying to make a better life for herself. No, it's a beat-the-odds school story. Psych, it's a fantasy about a forgotten religion, drugs, and possession. Tricked you again, it's a war story about gruesome battles semi-based on history. Fuck you, now it's about the last of an oppressed people getting revenge for their kin. And the transitions were not subtle. If you're not in the mood for any of these, you might end up just stopping partway through, because you will not see these changes coming. I also want to stress how terrible Rin's taste in men is. Altan hits you. Neza wants to kill you sometimes. Why? Why do you like them? Alright, favorite parts. Having all the students rush to watch Altan fight and fawning over him. So much so that even the teacher was like, "You saw him fight, didn't you?" Every year. Every fucking year. I just had a big dumb smile on my face during that whole sequence. Jang's classes kept me on my toes because the teaching methods were so strange. I felt it pay off every time we read about Rin getting results from something so weird like carrying a pig up a mountain. Irja's were just super detailed. Writing hypotheticals is hard, but in Irja's class the author goes into full-on battle scenarios and then goes into in-depth analyses? What's the plural? I was just stunned whenever I read one. I'm a simple man. I like action. That's all there is to it. The fight was dope though, because up till this point we were led in a direction to hate Neza, and Rin kicks his ass. So it was a cathartic moment, and was the beginning of our delving into shamanism. Extreme exhaustion scenes always get me. I don't know why. It was awesome. Gave me flashbacks to Mistborn's pewter drag scene. Altan was on my shit list for a while because he hit Rin, but I forgot about that while he was being tortured. I remember just how much he had suffered and then he left us. Left in an awesome way, but still. He was kind of a cool character throughout, mostly. Man fought with a freaking trident and made it work. Anyways, final score. 8 out of 10. Not a perfect book, probably more flaws in it than a non-book reader like me can point out, but it adheres to most of my preferences, so I don't care. I did like it a lot. If I were to make a top 10 books after a little while down the road, this one would probably still make the list.